Hey, welcome back to Greybeard Disc Golf. Today I have something a little bit different, a little bit special. In addition to having a camera person, beautiful Princess Disc Golf, thank you, sweetie, for doing this. Uh, if you live in Canada, you might know that Canadian Tire started selling discs. Now, initially they had a terrible brand called Matrix. I'll post a picture of it so you can see it right here. I bought the basket, and the basket's okay. It's kind of crap, but it's a target, and it gives me something to shoot at. So I love practicing with it. Well, they've upped their game a little bit, and they've started carrying some decent discs. They had a Star Aviar, they had a Champion Rock 3, but they also had these three discs at a decent price point. I think I paid $18 each for these three discs. We've got a Valkyrie for distance, a Wombat 3 as a mid, and then we've got a Mirage as a putter. And I thought it would be interesting to kind of compare that in the DX plastic against my whole bag. Now, if you've watched my channel a bit, you know that I have a bit of a problem, or at least everybody says it's a problem. I don't think it's a problem. And that is I love collecting discs. And I've got a ton of discs. And I'm constantly swapping stuff in and out of my bag. And I thought, I wonder how these discs would compare to my whole bag. So, we are here today at Dry Creek Disc Golf Park in beautiful Port Alberni on this gorgeous sunny day. And we're going to play the first 9 holes with these discs against my whole bag. And we'll see if I've wasted every penny I've ever put into disc golf when I should have just spent $17 each or $18 each on these discs. So we're going to get started here. We're going to start with the first hole. Princess, if you just point it up at the ridge there. First hole plays 325 feet straight away uphill. So it plays a little bit longer than that. We're going to start, obviously, I'm going to throw the Valkyrie on this. The numbers on the Valkyrie are 9, 4, -2, 2. So it's understable. I'm going to see if I can get it to flip up. I haven't thrown this yet, so I have no idea what it's going to do. All right, let's give her. Let's see if I can, because the miss here oftentimes is going to turn over and go into those trees on the right, and that's nasty. That is jail. So I'm going to try to flip this up a bit. Little high. Not bad. That's not a bad spot to be, actually. And frankly, when I play a regular round, like a tags round, I don't mind being there either. So what I would normally throw out of my big bag here is I've got a Pro Destroyer. Now this thing is flippy for a destroyer. So let's see if we can get this up all the way. And not turn it over into the bush. Okay, well, we saw that come out. Either of those is going to be a pitch up at the basket. Let's go. Okay, so we're at the bottom of the hill here. I can kind of see the basket through the trees. Let's see if I can forehand this Wombat and get it close. As long as I don't hit the tree right in front of me. And not roll it. Oh, did I hit something?
Hit the tree.
That's okay. We'll pitch up from there. A similar shot, but I think I'm going to try to flex the zone through just to get it up onto the putting surface. All right, we'll see if that works out. This feels really weird in my hand. Okay. Ah. All right, let's see if I can make a putt here. Woo! All right. Well, the bag is up by 1. It looks like. There we go. Hole 2 from this tee is a bit of a blind shot, so I'm glad you're down there, Princess. Just basically hang it out, and hopefully it hyzers back at the basket. This plastic is really slick. It doesn't. The Valkyrie says it's DX, but the Wombat and the Mirage don't say DX, but it feels kind of slick. We'll see if it comes out cleanly. Oh, it did want to go straight. Out in the field. Okay. Now I throw a cax on this hole. If I can't get the line right. That's a bit better. All right, let's head down, see what we get. Okay, so that didn't turn out too bad. It's still a putt. It's a long putt, but it's still a putt. Oh, and that was surprisingly understable. Good to know. And this is more like it. This is actually not, I end up back here quite a bit, but as you can see, that is clearly the disc for it. That Valkyrie was a 9-speed disc, so it pushed a little bit further than I wanted. And with the understability as well, it flipped up a bit. It didn't hyzer into the target as quickly as I wanted. But that's okay. Let's see if we can birdie this. All right, that's 2 up for the bag. There we go. And that's still a par with those discs. That's not bad at all. If you're a beginner and you parred that hole, that's a tough hole if you don't play a lot. Hole 3, quite a bit shorter, probably will play well for the cheap discs. I'm going to try the Wombat because it should be a little more stable. Hoping. Don't hit that tree. And we went about 40 feet long. Okay, back to the regular bag. Again, I'm throwing my zone on this. This is just so dependable. I know exactly what it's going to do if I throw it right. Oh, and I know it's going to hit that tree. So I hit that tree a lot, but that's okay. It's a long putt. We'll see if we can get it close. That's it. Kind of wish it had hit a tree. Wow. All right, no shortage of distance on that Wombat. It's about the same distance, the putt. Oh, just over. Really floaty for that. Really floaty. Well, this one won't actually be easy. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Hole 4. You've seen me throw this hole before, and so hopefully you remember that video. Go back and look at it, and you'll get an idea where the basket is. It's off in the trees down there. I'm going to throw this Wombat again because apparently it has a ton of glide. Oh no! That might be in the drink. We'll go down and have a look at that in a minute. Okay, so we'll have to find that. Hopefully it's not too wet. This could be a short video. If you watched my in the bag video, you didn't see this disc. This is new to me. This is a Fuse, and I absolutely love this thing. It does exactly what I want it to do on this hole, and that is it goes out and it doesn't have a hard finish. Now all I got to do is actually throw it at the basket and not at the water hazard. That's a bit short, but it should work out perfectly. All right, let's get our hip waders on. Let's see if we can go find this thing. I'm hoping we can at least see it.
Oh, in the water.
Is it in the water there?
There it is.
You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, poor little Wombat. Point of entry is going to be right about here.
Do you have something long?
I got to get one of those sticks that you can use to retrieve it. They got suction cups on the end. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Screw it.
Are you going in?
I'm going in.
Yeah, if you head down there.
Come back to me. Huzzah! Point of entry is about here. Let's see if we can get it close. Oh, I think that'll work out just perfect. Okay, so obviously that was a bad throw, but it does, for me, it kind of pointed to the fact that that wombat doesn't really feel great in my hand, and that might be the plastic. The gold plastic on this fuse is just so much better. And then putting with this Mirage is a little weird because it's got such a funny bead on it, not like a normal putter. It's almost more like a mid, this rim. There we go. So this is kind of where we start to separate the men from the boys, to coin a phrase. This one's quite a bit longer, but it does favor a turnover shot. So I'm going to try this Valkyrie and maybe not rip right into it once that cyclist is gone. Down the trees, see what we can do. Oh, a couple of kicks. That's okay. We can pitch up from there pretty easy. Again, I'm going back to this fuse again. I just love the flight of this thing. Little turned over. We should be in good shape. Let's see how this this putter does on a forehand. It's kind of got a weird grip, but let's see if I can get it close to the basket on a bit of a forehand here. Oh, it turned over. Oh, and it kept going. Oh, okay. Distance control. So you can see, even though it came out a little low, the fuse got all the way down here, and it's starting to sound like a fuse advertisement, but it's the 6 glide on it. I mean, what do you do? It's a great disc. I'm loving it. There we go. The other one. Ooh, deep. Yoink. Precarious. Oh, wrong side of the chains. Okay, this one's pretty straightforward, and I think I'm starting to get the hang of these now. So we're just going to do a short little turnover up against the hill. Again, back to the wombat, and for this I'm using my core, which is very much like a fuse, but it should be a little bit more turny. Ooh, not bad, not bad. Stayed on that that line. Let's get the core there. Skip up. That'll work out pretty good. Okay, that worked out actually pretty good. It's a tough putt, but it's still a putt. I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of these discs, I think. Around the tree. Oh, just about. So close. And we'll just finish that off. Okay. Okay, I might take that stroke off the score. That was horrible. So we're throwing downhill. I throw my pure on this because I like it to turn a little bit just to shape it around the trees that are there. And we're going to throw the Mirage again because I don't want to throw it in the water. Start with the Mirage. Very flippy. Oh, and a great roll. Okay, now the pure. Trees it is. Well, they both hit trees and they both kind of got favorable kicks. I mean, what more could a guy ask for? let's put out my bag first. Whew, like that. And, well, that's a putter, so we'll just putt with that. So slick, so slippery. Almost. All right, moving on. 7 down, 2 to go. This is hole number 8. This is a long hyzer shot, so I'm a little worried that the understable discs aren't gonna behave right, so might have to put a little more hyzer on it. Although, for my regular shot, I'm throwing my zone, and one thing this putter soft zone is new in my bag, and I love the gummy feel to it, and it hits and it doesn't skip too much. So I'm throwing this gummy zone a lot, the soft zone. All right, let's see if we can get it close. Get around it. That's a little bit short, but that's okay. There's still a putt from there. And we're gonna throw the Mirage again. Oh, that's super flippy. That flipped a lot. Let's throw the Wombat and see if we can take a little bit off of it. Well, still came up and flipped up and stayed really straight though. All right, let's see where we landed. So if nothing else, it's really pointing out how understable these ones are, and I think that has to do with the plastic as well as the actual discs themselves, which again, if you're a beginner and this is your first time you're playing disc golf, these are going to be great for you. They're going to be, you want something that's understable, that's going to hold a straight line longer than something that is overstable. All right, let's put this close. Oh, so nice. That actually flew really nice. So again, that was a little bit short, but that's okay. Let's see if we can putt this. Oh, a little bit right. Of course, player B always gets it. Couple of pars, very nice. So this hole actually plays as one of the most difficult holes on the entire course, and you can kind of, hopefully you can see the basket. I'll zoom in on it up on the hill up there. Anything that hits wants to just roll away. So the play here is to try and get your tee shot up at least to the top of the hill. Don't be a hero. I think in tags we play that big tree as a mando, but I'm not going to do that today. This is already tough enough. All right, we're starting off with Pro Destroyer. Oh, wait for a walker. Roll away. If you hit on that side, you want to roll away from the hill if you at all can. All right, DX Valkyrie. Well, that ended up actually a bit better. You saw it flip up. That actually flipped up really nicely, but it's a little bit higher up the hill. Let's get down there and have a look. Now, I can't really see the basket from here. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something a little understable up over the hill on a forehand and see if I can't get it to not roll away all the way down the hill. Here's hoping. Okay, actually I can see the basket from here. This is not a bad shot. If I was throwing this on my tags around, I'd be pretty happy. All right, Try and get this a bit closer. Oh no, roll away. That's the miss on this hole. So this isn't too bad. You really don't want to hit the front of the basket on this putt though, because again, it'll roll away. You saw that horrible roll away with that Mirage, the upshot there. Let's just hit the chains and not even worry about it. How about? Just like that. All right, now let's try from the Mirage. Okay. See if we can par this. God, par this hole with these beginner discs would be amazing. Oh, just a hair to the left. Not bad at all. We'll just finish it off. There we go. Ta-da! All right. Well, that's 9 holes with these discs. Let's head to the next tee box and we'll talk a little bit about it. So there's one thing I did want to say as well about the discs and how they feel, because I mentioned it a couple times in the video that they felt kind of slick in my hand, and I liken it very much to golf clubs. Now, I don't advocate going out and buying the absolute best golf clubs you can if you're just a beginner, but I also want you to find clubs and discs that feel good in your hand, because if they feel good in your hand, even if you're really not throwing them to their full potential, you'll have a better experience. So I guess what I want to say is, make sure that you're enjoying yourself. If the discs come out of your hand all funny and the disc is too slick and it doesn't feel right, you're not going to have a good time. And if you're not going to have a good time, you're not going to keep playing the sport. So find something that feels good in your hand and you'll keep playing the sport. Well, that's 9 holes. Obviously, with my own bag, I scored quite a bit better. And I have to admit, that might have been one of the best 9 holes of disc golf I've ever played with this bag, with my full bag. So I don't know how much that affected the comparison. Obviously, how good you are at disc golf and your personal experience is going to really change how you score, obviously, no matter what disc you have. But there are a few things that I can take away from this. Number one, these are all really flippy. And as a beginner, that's not a bad thing. The plastic, I didn't really like the feel of the plastic at all, particularly on this putter. And it's not much of a putter. If I was going to advise someone, my suggestion would be find a decent putter. The putter is going to save you a lot of strokes. So practice your putting, try different putters. If you have a disc club in your town, find the club, try out some of their putters. Find what putter looks best for you, works best for you, and you can save a lot of strokes just by putting, obviously. These guys, on the other hand, I think these are both fine. The Valkyrie and the Wombat 3 are classic molds. Some pros will throw them. I've got both of these at home as well. I don't have them in my bag currently, but in different plastics, in the Star plastic, you're gonna notice that they're gonna fly a little bit more stable than they would in these. The other thing with this beginner plastic, the DX plastic, is that it will beat in a lot faster. And what that means for beginners is that as the disc beats in, it will become more understable, which means it's going to have a tendency to want to turn more to the right, as opposed to finishing overstable, which is to the left. So, what do I think? I think this is a great idea. I hope Canadian Tire gets a little bit more into it. I hope they get their pricing more in line, because the pricing on these discs was quite a bit higher than what you would pay at your local disc store. They also have the Prodigy beginner kit, which is a bag, 3 Prodigy discs, and a towel, and I think a marker as well. But again, it's marked up way, way, way too expensive. But again, once they get their feet into this thing, maybe they can bring in something. So for someone like me, where I don't have a disc store in my town, I have to go over an hour. I have to drive over an hour to get to a disc store, and I'm happy to do that because I'll go and play. But to have a couple of options close by, not a bad idea. Thanks again. Behind the camera, Princess Disc Golf. And we'll see you again next time on Greybeard Disc Golf. Hey, and by the way, did you practice your putting today? Get out there, throw some putts. Have a good one.